Oh, hey there. You probably clicked on this video because you're interested in writing a picture book for children. Well, I know it sounds daunting and there's a lot of information out there, but I'm going to break it down for you in 10 easy steps, okay? And at the end of this video, I am sure you will have the tools that you need to write an amazing picture book. These tips will work for you whether you're writing nonfiction or fiction. It is basically going to be something that encompasses every type of picture book. With a brief introduction, I am Katie Odie. I am the founder of Phoenix Media and Books. We are a media company as well as a book publisher. My first list will be out within the next year and will encompass the children's book market to start. Without further ado, I will not bore you with a whole bunch of talking and jabbering. We're gonna get right down to the real nitty-gritty. Step one, the first thing, and this is fun, right? You are going to start with an outline of what your story is going to be. This does not have to be a formal outline like you learned in school. Basically, any pen and paper, or if you would rather use your phone or a computer, you just want to jot down what you want your story to be about. As you're writing, more ideas will flow and you can just get down everything on paper. This is like brainstorming, if you will. It's not the time to worry about structure. It's not the time to worry about word count rules or any other thing like that. You just want to freely write and let the ideas flow. Again, this is probably one of the most fun parts of writing, okay, is the brainstorming. So that is step one. Step two, this is even more fun. You need to start reading some picture books. Now, you may have read all kinds of books growing up, or you may have read to your children, but this is going to be a little bit more detailed type of reading, and I'll explain that in some upcoming steps. So what if you don't have the money to buy a lot of books? Well, guess what? Most of us should have access to a library. Go to your local public library, or you may even be able to get books from them online, and you are going to check out as many picture books as you can with 10 to 20 books at a time. That way you're not overwhelmed, okay? Picture books are quick reads, so 10 books will not take you that long to get through. Just keep that in mind. I suggest choosing picture books that are along the same theme as the book that you want to write. But it doesn't really matter too much. You can pick any type of picture book that interests you, okay? So that is step two. Go into your library and start picking out books. Step three, now it's time to get down to some work. We're gonna be reading the picture books and you're going to sort them into two different piles. One pile should be for books that you connected with. We will call that your yes pile. The second pile are going to be the other books, books that you maybe did not enjoy as much. We will call this the no category. So step three is sorting the books that you read into yes and no. Now, for step four, we are going to start with the yes category. For step four, you want to reread the books in the yes category, but this time we're not reading just for pleasure. This time we are going to take notes about why this book is in your yes category. Is this book fun for you? Do you love the language? Are the illustrations amazing? Is this a relevant topic? Did you love the concept? Is it informative but in an engaging way? Did you emotionally connect to the story? And if you did, why? Are adults present in the book? And if so, in what capacity? What are they doing? Is this book being driven by the child character? Because remember, this is a picture book. Is it an animal? Is the animal precocious? Is the animal mean? What is it about this book that made it a yes for you? There's no right or wrong answer. This is subjective, and that's why Kid Lit and all of book publishing is subjective. Put down why you loved it and move on to the next book and do the same. Another thing I would just drop a little hint in is if you do read a book and you love it, please consider leaving a review for the author online. You can go on Goodreads or wherever you bought the book. If you did check it out of the library, Goodreads would be great, and just leave a review for the author. For step five, this part is nothing, and no offense to the author, but these are your note category books. And you want to take notes as to why this book was a no for you. So yes, you're gonna have to reread because this is all part of the process. Put down why you do not connect with this book, why you do not want to read this book or think that this book is for you, okay? So you want to make a list as to whether or not the voice didn't work for you, or whether or not you were bored, or maybe the illustrations didn't do it for you or didn't match the text. Was this a rhyming book or a non-rhyming book? Do you not like rhyming and it was rhyming and that's the only reason? Do you like rhyming but the meter was off? What about the concept? Did you just not like it, or did it not deliver to your desires? What was it that made this a notebook for you? These notes are just for you, and it's going to help you with structuring your own project. Okay, now it's time for step 6. This step is basically to repeat the first steps over and over again until you hate all books. I'm kidding. No, but seriously, I need you to repeat these steps. 10 to 20 books is not enough. You want to read at least 100 books doing this process. By the time you have repeated these steps multiple times, you should be very well versed in what you like and do not like about picture books. Step 7. Now it's time to take that knowledge and apply it to your own story. So we're going to go back to that brainstorming, and we're going to now structure your book. You want to tighten, what we call tighten in the industry, your story. That means every single word that you use within a picture book counts. You want to use your newfound expertise to help you tighten. That means every word that you use should have meaning, should have the ability to move the story forward. You want to make sure you're not repeating words. You want to make sure that you use words with some razzle dazzle, say if you're writing a comedy, or with emotional impact if you're writing maybe a biography. You want to hone in on the message that you're giving and make sure that the work that you're putting in for this step is leaning towards the reasons why you chose yes for all of those books that you use in preparation. During step 7, you also want to be mindful of your word count. Once you have a solid rough draft, please be aware that most picture books come in at under 1,000 words. If you can get it closer to 500 words, that's even better. But anything under 1,000 words is industry standard. Step 8. You should now have a first draft of your very own picture book. That is amazing, and round of applause. Now it's time to take your picture book draft to a critique group. If you have a local group that meets and does critiques, that is awesome. One of the organizations that I have joined is called the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, or SCBWI. I will put the link to this organization in the description box, but they are definitely not the only organization. You can Google children's or writers organizations. What I do is I go to monthly or bi-monthly critique meetings, share my work with others, and we roundtable the work and offer critiques. This is going to help you get your manuscript in better shape, and from that first draft towards a more final draft. This will also help you to network and connect with other writers, which is very important. Writing can be kind of lonely, and anytime that you can engage with someone else on the same path, it's a win. Step 9. After your manuscript has been thoroughly critiqued, you want to revise considering the notes that you were given. Now remember, this is still your story, and everything that you are told may not resonate with you. It is okay to discard the information that you do not agree with. It is okay to discard the opinions that you don't feel help tell the story the way you want to tell it. Again, writing is very subjective. You may not agree with all of the advice that you're given in critique meetings. However, keep in mind that seeing your story through a different perspective can only help you. For this step 9, you want to continue having your story critiqued after each revision until you feel that it is ready for the final step. You should have a very great manuscript at this point, and it's ready. Step 10. Once you are confident after thoroughly critiquing your manuscript and thoroughly revising that you are ready to move that to your own yes pile, you're going to do this final and very important step. Are you ready? You want to set it aside. That's right, I know. Okay, before you get upset, hear me out. Setting your book to the side gives your brain time to not remember everything about it. It doesn't have to be forever, a few weeks, a month or two. When you come back to that book and read it again, you're going to be reading it through fresher eyes. You're not going to have it as memorized because you've been working on it for so long. And you can look at it again and make sure that it is as great as it can be. Setting aside a manuscript and coming back to it helps you to find some critical errors sometimes that you may have overlooked. It may seem impossible that you could have overlooked anything after all of those revisions and critiques, but believe me, it happens. Okay, so once you set it to the side and come back to it after maybe a month or so, you should be ready to get it out to an editor or an agent. If you love this video, please like and subscribe. For more tips, please go to our website at www.phoenixmediaandbooks.com, where you can find more tips on publishing, our current book offerings, and sign up for our newsletter. If you like content like this, there's more on our channel. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you and have a wonderful day.